So today we're going to be setting up a Synology NAS offsite backup using Tailscale. Let's get started. So in this video on the screen I did a while back, it was a full step guide to setting up a remote NAS backup using Hyper Backup. Today I'd like to build out the Tailscale component, then go back and edit the Hyper Backup task to point to Tailscale so it can access the remote NAS using the Tailscale network. Alright, so we're going to get started. I'm signed into two Synology NAS devices. This is the DS216+2, and you could identify it by the colorful background. We'll refer to this NAS as the source NAS, and then I'm signed into the DS920+, and I have a solid blue background so we can differentiate this target NAS from the source NAS. That said, we have to install Tailscale on both Synology NAS devices. Tailscale is a third-party utility available in the package center, so Synology makes it pretty simple. So let's go ahead and get it installed. So I'm going to come over and click on the package center. I'm going to do a quick search for Tailscale. And we're going to go ahead and click on install. While that's installing, let's do the same thing on the DS920+. Let's go to the package center. Search for Tailscale and click on install. While that's working, let's go back to the DS216+2. Now we can open up Tailscale and we get prompted to log into our Tailscale account. Now, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Let's just go check the progress of the DS920+. And again, here we can open up Tailscale now that it's been installed. And again, we're prompted to log into our accounts. Now, I do want to mention a caveat here. If this is the first time that you are trying to attempt to install Tailscale on your Synology NAS, you're going to be able to click on the blue login button, and then it'll take you right to the Tailscale page where you can create your Tailscale account and get your devices authenticated. However, because I've done this before and I've uninstalled Tailscale from both Synology devices so I can make this video for you, I'm running into a little caveat where the blue login button that you see on the screen here is no longer going out and fetching a response from Tailscale. So there is a workaround that I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to emphasize that this is only if you've already installed Tailscale and uninstalled it from your Synology NAS. If this is a first-time installation, you're not going to have to do this next step. Okay, that said, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you can see, let me jump back over to the DS216+2, and you can see I have the login page here. Now, typically, again, if this was a first-time install, I can click on the login button, and it should take me right to Tailscale. But because I've installed it and uninstalled it, the fetch is no longer working, so here's the workaround. You need to enable SSH into your Synology NAS. So we're going to SSH into the Synology NAS, into the DS216+2. And we're going to type one simple command. That's sudo tailscale up. And you can see it returns a URL to authenticate. So we're going to go ahead and copy this URL. And you can see I don't even have to paste it into my browser. Once I submitted this sudo tailscale up, it automatically brought me to the sign-in page that the blue login button would have originally brought me to. So I'm going to sign in with Google. You can sign in with the service of your choice here. And I'm going to pick my QuickTech Solutions account. And you can see here it says you are about to connect device home NAS to the QuickTech Review at gmail.com tailnet. So let's go ahead and click on connect. And it says your home NAS is logged into the QuickTech Review at gmail.com tailnet. So that's exactly what we want. We're going to go ahead now and do exactly the same thing. Now you can see here it is. Here's the home NAS, and here's the IP address, the Tailscale IP address that was issued to the DS216+2. So we're going to do exactly the same thing now via SSH on the DS920, because if I click on the DS920 login, you can see it's going nowhere. So let me bring up another terminal window, and we're going to SSH into the DS920 perform the sudo tailscale up command, and we should be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and connect the DS920 to the Tailscale account. Let's click connect. Login successful, and it should show up here in a minute. And there we go. Okay, so we have the DS216+2 successfully connected. You can see the green dot, and we have the DS920 Plus successfully connected. All right, so again, I want to emphasize that if this is a first-time installation, you're not going to have to worry about doing the SSH part. However, if you did have to SSH into your NAS to do the Tailscale up command, be sure when you're done to go back into your control panel and disable SSH as a security measure. I really don't care that you saw my Tailscale IP addresses, because by the time you see this video, I will have destroyed that Tailscale network. And finally, before we get to the hyper backup task and edit it to point it to Tailscale, we need to do one more configuration on both Synology devices. Let's move on to that part of the video. Okay, so this right here is a crucial step in making the communication between Tailscale and Synology work. As you can see here, I have a help document on the screen. It's from Tailscale, and I'm in the section where it says enabling Synology outbound connections, and I'm going to read this to you right here. This area says Synology DSM introduced tighter restrictions on what packages are allowed to do. If you're running DSM-6, Tailscale runs as root with full permissions and has these steps, and these steps are not required. By default, Tailscale on Synology DSM-7 only allows inbound connections to your Synology device, but outbound Tailscale access from other apps running on your Synology is not enabled. Then it says here, the reason for this is that Tailscale package does not have permission to create a TUN device. So to enable TUN, we're going to have to go through these steps here, and I'm going to walk you through them. It's very, very simple, but they have to be done on both Synology NAS devices. I've already copied this command here, so we should be good to go. Let's jump over to the DS216+2. And let's come over to the control panel, and we're going to click on Task Scheduler. I'm going to create a new task, and it's going to be a triggered task, user-defined script. And I'm going to give the task a name, and I'm going to call it Outbound Connection. The user, according to the help document, says select root as the user, and the event should be boot up. Then we'll click on task settings, and in the user-defined script, we're going to paste that script command that we see right here. So let's go back to the 216+2 and click OK. And then it's just giving us a warning about modifying the system configurations. We're going to click OK. And the final step is to reboot the NAS device. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to restart the Synology NAS. And while the 216+2 is restarting, we'll go ahead and perform the same procedure on the DS920 Plus. Control panel, task scheduler, create a new triggered user-defined script. Again, I'll call this outbound connection. User root, event boot up, task settings, paste the script, hit OK, acknowledge, and then here it's asking me for the password. Apply, and then finally we'll go ahead and we'll restart the DS920 as well. While the DS920 is restarting, it says here, here's the final step, reboot your Synology, and then it says your TUN settings should now be persisted across reboots of your device. So we'll wait for those devices to reboot, and finally, we'll go back in and edit the hyper backup task where we'll point the DS216 to the DS920 using the Tailscale address. Okay, so both devices have rebooted. We're signed into the DS216+2. Let's come over and click on Hyper Backup to edit the Hyper Backup task. We're going to click on Tailscale Backup. You can see it says the target is online, but it's currently pointing to the local IP address of the DS920. So we want to change this and point the DS216+2 to the DS920 using the Tailscale issued address. So let's come over and click on the drop-down menu, select Edit. Then we'll select Target, and the server name or IP address again is the local IP. Let's put in the Tailscale IP address of the DS920. And let's go ahead and click OK. And now you can see here it says IP address, and it's pointing to the DS920 on the Tailscale network. It says target is still online. So if everything goes well, we should be able to perform a backup now. And you can see it's initializing the backup. It's processing the data. You can see we're backing up. We're 95% done, generating the summary, just awaiting for the backup successful notification. So once you've completed the build out of the Tailscale component, you can point the source NAS to the target NAS using the Tailscale IP address issued, and then you could just take that NAS and simply move it off-site, and your remote backups should successfully continue. I'd like to take a moment just to give a shout out to the Digital Aloha channel. I learned about enabling the outbound connections from a video I saw on that channel. If you'd like to see the full step guide on setting up a remote NAS backup, click the video on the screen. Thank you so much for watching.